Hello there, comic book fans. It was a slow week for me at the comic shop this week. Only 4 comics. But I did get 2 more in the mail today, so it was a 6 comic week altogether. I guess I was just looking at the final order cutoff list that I had emailed. And I think in 2 weeks, in the last Wednesday of July, I have 16 comics coming in. That's a crazy number. But I guess only having 4 this week averages out to 10 with that 16 in a few weeks. But anyway, first comic we have is the bi-weekly Walking Dead number 144. Enjoyed last issue. Rick got to meet with the people who wear zombie outfits and threatened his group and got to see a big pen of zombies. We'll see where this one is going. 144, that's 12 times 12, isn't it? What do they call that? A peck or a bushel or a... I can't remember what... all the way back in my schooling, what 12 12s is some unit of measurement, I swear. But anyway, Walking Dead, excellent as ever. And then we have Saga Chapter 30. Last issue was... filled with violence, death, and dragon masturbation. No idea what's happening in this. Don't want to flip through it too much because I might spoil things for you and me. Only because allegedly a couple characters died last issue, but since the characters were searching for a cure for death, they might not actually be dead. But anyway, Saga's always a good book, so grab yourself some Saga. And next comes Injection number 3. There's a very light cover. All light blues and grays. First 2 issues have been good, but I still don't know what this comic's about. In that, here, I don't think I can spoil anything by opening this, because I understand none of the characters' motivations yet. I don't know why they're doing anything they're doing. There's a whole bunch of these English spy type characters who are going around trying to solve some problem, but we don't know what the problem is, and going around doing their jobs, only we don't know exactly what their jobs are. If it wasn't for the fact that Warren Ellis was writing this, I might give up on it, but I have faith that Warren Ellis will tie this all together in the end. Unlike, let's see, what did I read last week? Oh, Arclight 8 something, whatever that book was. That one didn't make the cut because, like I said, I read the first issue and didn't have any idea what was going on or what it was about, and I had not read anything by the creators before, so that one was like, I have no interest in sticking around and see if it pulls together. At least with Warren Ellis, I know this will pull together at one time or another, so I'll keep getting Injection. And next comes George Perez's Sirens, book 4 of 6. I think this one's late. I'm only getting this because I'm a George Perez fan. It's not the greatest book in the world. The first issue was a little off-putting. Second and third issues were much better and clearer. I like George Perez's artwork. His writing is a bit wordy and confusing because he's got so many characters in this book. I mean, look at that cover. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters right there, and they're all incarnations of the same character or something. I couldn't even tell you the plot of this book, besides the Sirens are a group of women who are scattered across time and space, and they all have to get together and fight somebody. Not the most glowing review ever, but I like George Perez's stuff, so I'll check it out. Next, I will show these 2 together. Charlton Arrow and Charlton Wild Frontier, number 1, and Charlton Arrow is number 3. These are, let's see, you can get these if you go to morttodd.com. Mort Todd is a former editor at Cracked in the 80s and Marvel Music in the 90s, and he's still putting together some comics. These are just using put together by Mort, who's a fan of Charlton, and a bunch of other people who are fans of Charlton. Let's see who's in this. Jim Aparo, Pat Boyette, those are probably reprints. Sandy Carruthers, John Caskey, Joe Gill, Paul Kupperberg, Roger McKenzie. I know Roger and Paul are working on writing some new stuff for this. So what this is a lot of the Charlton material is in the public domain now. So Mort kind of organized these Charlton fans to do some new Charlton stuff. Plus, this is probably old Pat Boyette Charlton stuff that's in the public domain that I think Mort was recoloring and kind of put together it started as a Facebook group, I guess. And then they put together actual comics. This one's even a square-bound comic. I think the Wild Frontier one is too. Let's see who we got there. Dixon and Barretto, I think that's new. Cooperberg and Burkett, I think that's new. Hamlin and Todd, that must be new. Cooperberg and So I think a lot of this nice art, nicely colored. And it's just short stories based on Charlton characters. That one's pretty nicely drawn. Who did that one? That one is... I can't even read it. Script, Paul Kupperberg, artist. Oh, that's Chris Burkett, or whoever that wasn't. Burchett. He did a nice job with that. Anyway, these are just some fun comics that you won't find in your local comic shop. But like I said, you can go to, see if it's got Mort's on the back of this. Yeah. You can go to morttodd.com and get a bunch of interesting little publications. I have the first 3 Charlton Arrows. This is the first Western one I've gotten, and the price is $6.99 and $7.99. But they're extra, you know, they're small press stuff, so no one's making any money off them, I don't think. But anyway, that's just the last thing I got this week are these 2 comics, and I think they're pretty cool. And now we'll give you a look at some of this background art, which is my message tee drawings. This is the strip that I do that runs on my Radiant Comics website on Saturdays, where I was just drawing interesting characters, and I left their shirts blank so I could put a message on them, something nutty. Or if you go to my website, I don't even have, I got about 100 of these done, all different characters. I colored them up on the computer. I added the type on the computer, added a little texture, and I love playing with faces and using different shapes for different parts of the faces and eyes made of pieces. So that's my message tee strip. I think there's a link in my banner on YouTube across the top for Radiant Comics, so you can go there and click on the message tee link and see all these finished if you want. Okay, you guys have a good week out there then, and keep reading comics.